Here's the guy to tell you how to do it. Please welcome to the show, Michael Fletcher. Thank you, Michael, for dropping by today.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate this.
So I want to start with the frog thing, because when Susan first mentioned that yesterday, eat the frog. Let's talk about what you mean by that, too. And I kind of gave a bit of a teaser when I said it has to do with procrastinating.
Well, it does. What we mean by eat your frog is it's the hardest task you have to do that day. And we want to make it the first thing. If you can imagine a live frog sitting in front of you, if you don't eat it right away, you don't do the task, it just seems to get bigger and bigger as the day goes on.
Right.
You worry about it. You waste energy on it. Instead of just, let's get it over with, it's not as bad as you think.
Well, it's funny you say that, because, I mean, be it a phone call for somebody that they've got to make, you know, the deal where you've sent out resumes and now you got to call and go, hi, did you get it? You know, and you walk by the phone and you go, well, first I'll do this, or I'll do this, and you But I guess maybe mentally you're thinking, I'm gearing up for it and I'm preparing, whereas if you just do it, maybe you're not prepared?
Well,
what do you say to someone who says that? Like, if I eat the frog, maybe I'm not really thinking enough about it.
Well, and that's the problem. People think, you know, all you have to do is pick up the phone, make the phone call, and let the course of the call go its way. So,
but do you risk not getting off the phone and going, oh, had I thought about it, I should have mentioned X, Y, and Z?
Well, it's nice if you got a written out script or some kind of plan to use. But the problem is it's our mental game that goes, oh, they're not going to like me. They don't want this product.
Right.
And it's all the stuff that we write around it, the whole story.
You know, and it's funny, too, because it's not even age specific. You look at people, it starts in your teens when you're like, what if I call her and she doesn't like me? Or what, you know what I mean? And the day wears on and whatever dad answers, blah, blah, blah. Then you get to the business world and you think, what if I call and they're in the middle of a meeting, and you envision them in their office picking up the phone and going, oh, great, this guy on the phone. So you're right. You play games, and you start to beat yourself down.
Exactly, and then you lose the momentum. You have small wins all week, and then you look at this one task and go, yeah, I'll put it off till Monday. Well, now you've lost your energy, you've lost your focus, and you know, the great thing about eating your frog is it's a hurdle. It's an obstacle to overcome. Because as soon as you overcome it, you feel better about yourself, and then you can refocus on the next exercise. So.
Yeah, and truth be told, whenever you do that, and it doesn't even matter how big the frog is, even if it's just a small task you've been putting off, as soon as it's done, I don't know why, but mentally you go, okay.
That wasn't so bad.
On to and maybe you build confidence through those little steps?
Well, exactly. You build your confidence. You have faith now when you talk to other people, because you got over top of this frog. What's the next frog for tomorrow that you have to eat?
Your book is Shameless, A Business Coach's Guide to Success, too. And it's funny that you say that, because some would argue, you know, when you're in let's take us to a conference situation where you're in with your peers and potentially those people that could help you move up the ladder.
Right.
But there is that sense of they've heard it all, they've seen it all. Like, you know, I don't want to be the Herb Tarlick that goes up and goes, hey, here's my card. I'd like to hear from you. Hey, call me. Look, I can make things work for you. You know, in other words, so how do you break through that? How do you come across as sincere in that environment?
When you're meeting people, you go in and you ask warming questions. You ask non-invasive questions like, so, how did you get into this line of work? Very general, but interesting questions. And it all depends on your body language. So I ask you the question, you go, hey, the guy's not a threat. Sure, I'll explain how I got into TV. And then you ask the next question. You keep asking more and more questions. After 10 minutes, 45, whatever it is, you walk away, and the person you're talking to goes, oh, great, he's a wonderful guy. I love him.
Right.
And I only said 2 or 3 words.
It's interesting you say that, because I've long advocated that just getting a meeting and getting to know someone should be the goal, not, do you have a job for me? Do you have a job? Because people can sense that.
Well, exactly. Go in wanting to build a relationship.
To build contacts.
Exactly. And when you build the relationship, then all of a sudden, they like you, they trust you, they want to refer you to everybody else in their group. So that way it builds your business, builds your relationships. And
you may end up getting the job or the situation you wanted, but you did it in a gentler way that kind of made them get to know you first.
Exactly.
Which is kind of nice. Isn't that wonderful, too? We've scratched the surface. We don't have a lot of time, so let's take a minute here to explain how people can learn more about this, not only through your book, but you're going to be doing a couple of talks?
Yes, we're doing the last talk in our series. It's called Shameless Networking. And we've done 2 of the other series, Shameless Referrals, Shameless Promotions, and this is the 3rd one, which is the intro to our book. But what it is it's actually reading people, learning about body language, using enrolling questions, getting them involved, getting them talking, and then being able
Getting
to
people
walk.
to interact with each other.
Yeah, and
The language I'm getting from our producers and the interview. That's not too friendly. No. Here are the details. Kitchener Holiday in November the 20th and Stratford Festival in November the 22nd too. Also pop onto the website that we've thrown up there. There is the book. There is a lot to be learned for someone too, and you may feel a lot more confident going into the situation by learning some tips from Michael Fletcher.